Hello, it's Jack here, and in this very short video I'm going to present you how to use System Trader software. System Trader software is designed mostly for long-term investors, which means that it's not a software which has to be used on a daily basis because the strategies can be maintained using intervals like a week, month, even a year, and this is enough. So if we don't have enough time to invest our money, we can just simply set up a long-term portfolio and just spend less time on the market. There are two types of the strategies which are built into the application. The first type is a static portfolio, and another one is just active strategy which tries to adapt to what happens on the market. Just to demonstrate how to use the application today, I will focus on static portfolios. And for example, we see here on the screen 60-40 portfolio, or let's say we go global 60-40, or let's say we have a Harry Browne. But basically the idea is always the same. We have a set of asset classes in the portfolio, and we have, for example, here 60% of American stocks, 40% of US bonds, and this is it. We don't try to time the market. And what is important is that with the application, we can also build our own portfolios with our own asset classes. And also we can test it for a long period. For example, if we go to settings of 60-40 portfolio, we click edit and money management, there is a built-in set of data into the application which allows us to go back even 50 or 100 years back. And let's demonstrate a few symbols like US corporate bonds, CPI, inflation, stocks, Europe, Asia, Far East, emerging markets stocks, gold, commodities, REITs, S&P 500, T-bills, TIPS series, world stocks, and treasury bonds 10 years and 30 years. And for example, if we want to see how such simple portfolio performed in the past, we can simply go to Backtesting, click all, which means that we will use all the data which is built into the application, and press test button. And now software is backtesting the portfolio using the built-in historical data. And now we can see the results in 60-40 column. We see the period, and this portfolio is backtested starting from 1920. So basically we covered 100 years period. We are starting with $100,000. We have ending capital. We have a compounded annual growth rate, also adjusted by inflation, maximum drawdown, and all the details. And we can also see here the benchmark. We can also check how the portfolio performed on a monthly basis. So for example, we can go month by month for that 100 years period. All green fields means that the return in a given month was positive. Red one means that the return was negative. And if we are using the data which is built into the application, the test ends at the year 2019. But this is not a problem. I will show you in a minute how to use ETF data, which allows us to use with the current data, the backtest. We can go also for some other details to see how that particular portfolio was performing in the past. We see, for example, the equity line for the last 100 years for that portfolio. And now let's say that we want to use this portfolio on real market, and it's very easy to create such portfolio using ETFs. And we can import data for ETFs using a free data source like Yahoo, and go to data, Yahoo, ETF import. And let's say that we will use ETFs which are listed on American stock exchanges. We click next. And here let's say for S&P 500, let's say we will use a SPY ETF. Let's find it on the list. Here it is. And let's add it. And also let's say that for bonds, we will use AGG. Okay, let's add it. It's a aggregate bond ETF, and we go further. Let's say that we want to use all the data available, and let's say that we want to store this data in my 6040 folder. And basically we already have this data in the application. In order to check it, we go here, symbol groups. We can dock that window so that it will be visible for us. And here it is, my 6040. We see these two ETFs data we have just added. If we click it, we can see also the chart if we want to check something on it. But now let's say that we want to build the portfolio using ETF data. So for that, we go to menu home, we add and use pie chart investing, which will create a new static portfolio. And now go to money management. I will skip all these details just to focus on the most important aspects of how to use the application. And now we need to add these two ETFs to our portfolio. So click add and go to my 6040, click AGG and also add SPY. So we have these two ETFs in our portfolio. Let's set the allocation. For AGG that will be 40%, for SPY it will be 60%, and this is it. We can set also the transaction codes and stuff like that, but okay, let's keep it simple. Let's call that strategy my 6040. Okay, here it is. We can see that here. And indeed, we see that 60% is just SPY and 40% is AGG. Okay, great. Now what we can do is the same thing as we did before with 6040, but based on historical data. Now we can do the same thing using ETF data. So in backtesting, we click on all here and click test. Yes, okay. And we see the results. Okay, in that case, we were able to go back to the year 2003 because ETFs data is not allowing us to go any further, but that's okay. We already know how the portfolio was performing for the last 100 years. And we see the starting capital, the ending capital, and all the same details we saw before. We can also see how it was performing on monthly basis. And we see that the backtest ended in July 2020 because this is the month in which I'm just recording this video. But we can simply update the data even each day. So if we want to run such portfolio on the market, we can always know what should be in the portfolio and how to just track the performance of such portfolio. Okay, we can see also the performance for that portfolio. And this is basically all we need. Of course, there are also active strategies, as I mentioned before, but just to keep that video simple, I will not focus on them for the moment. But if you want to give it a try to use this application till the end of 2020, this application is absolutely free, so you can visit my website systemtrader.show/st, and there you can download the software and you can play with it. The software is being actively developed, so every 2-3 months there is an update for that software. There are newer strategies being added, and there is more functionality planned. So there are a lot of changes, but because it's, as I said, actively being developed, then the software, at least till the end of this year, is absolutely free. Thank you very much for your attention. Happy trading and happy investing. Bye bye.